Alright, I'm just going to save this scene as something else here. Unit 4. And then we'll continue on with building this. Again, your structures can be different than mine. I'm just showing you examples here of what you can do with these pieces now that you have them. In this case, I need to knock out four of these, or three of them, to fit a garage door here. Since they're just duplicates, that's very easy to do. What's nice about this workflow is the resolution stays very, very high res on all the blocks, because each block in itself has its own texture space. And you might think that takes up a lot of room in the engine, but not really, because if you think about it, this is one texture that's being used over and over again. It's one mesh that's being used over and over again. So if you're using the same mesh over and over again, it is very, very lean. And darn it, I see a little bit of a flaw here. And if you look now, it would be really hard to correct that. I'm going to correct it off scene and keep continuing to build. So I'll end up fixing that and duplicating it over and over again. Alright, for right now I'm just going to leave it, because I'm done with those pieces. Alright, this piece makes a great transition for doorways. So you can see that. I can hide that seam. And I also have this wooden plank that makes a great filler for areas like this. If I get where I need another one, I can hit Shift D, move it over, and then grab all three of these. I don't want to ruin one though, so I always keep a backup copy. If I need to scale all these together, I can just group them together, modify center pivot, and in the engine what we have is the ability to put this anywhere. I'm going to put it at the very end of this structure, and that will allow me to scale from the end, just like that. Alright, very cool. Alright, now I got these steps. What can I do with these? Well, I can bring them all the way down here and rotate them. So when we scale something, we might not necessarily want to scale it to the point where it ruins the resolution. So case in point, if I took this and I scaled it this way, you see the resolution, how bad it gets. It's better to duplicate it than to scale it that far. This door stand-in is just a very, very basic structure. If you wanted to make some handles for it, that would be cool. For right now, it's just a stand-in. There we go. We got this glass block. The texture on this needs to be changed, but for right now I'm using it. If you went through the texture part of this, you'll know that I just kind of went with the default window look. But these actually are a little bit textured different. They do not have just standard glass in them. They have this kind of wavy, bubbly glass. They're very impossibly thick glass. Okay, so I just set that off to the side, just like that. Try to get 2 in here, so Shift D. Oops. And then I'll duplicate that over and over again. Once I got 4, 4 beget 8, 8 becomes 16. So perfect. And if I need to scale these all into position, just go like that, group them together. Dog Victor on the keyboard allows me to snap this, and then I can get it to fit there. Okay, I just grouped that together, so over here in my groups, I probably have those somewhere. I find that by clicking on one of these, and no, I don't. We're going to be getting rid of a lot of those groups and cleaning up the scene quite extensively in one of the videos. These need to be a little bit that way. Okay, group them together before I do that. Dog Victor. Scale just by a skosh. The other side might need to do that also. Again, group them together. Dog Victor. Scale them together. Alright, now I want to get rid of this material. I don't like it for this scene. I might want the metal or something else. I'm just not sure what. So in here, under the Hyper Shade menu, I'm just going to see if there's anything that might look better. The cement might look better, and or the metal work. I'm going to try cement. Whoa. And I only want this piece right here, so I'll go in, assign existing material. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Alright, things like for the end, we could build something out of these pieces. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. Shrink it down just a little bit. Shrinking's fine. Scaling bad. Scaling up is bad. Scaling down is good. Okay, I could put those right here. And they would offer a way around trying to figure out how to join these two together and contain a little bit more Z on the mesh. That's what you want. You want like the change of Z on this mesh as much as possible, because that gives you good shadows. It presents the player something to look at. Okay, good. This is going to be sunken into the ground, so I'm not really concerned about that. So I'll duplicate that big huge hot mess and put those over on the other side and put them on all four corners. In order to use these parts, I might have to give a different UV strand to it, because you can see that it works here and here, but fails over here. Or I can just simply group them together and rotate. I think you're going to be opting for that. Just thinking like a student. Alright, so meet me in the next video. We'll look at a little bit more, but we're almost done with building the scene.